The concluding stages of the Tour de France will be live and on demand on GCN+. The peloton rested in the Alps ahead of the final 6 stages. A time trial to kick things off. All smiles for now, but serious heads on for anybody who needed every single second. The only time trialling of this Tour de France. Passy de Combloux, 22.4 kilometers. And the stopwatch not lying. A climb up the Côte de Domancy and all the way up to Combloux. A tough one this. Almost 650 meters of climbing with everything at stake. Rémi Cavagna started the day as the strongest rider. 24 seconds quicker than Mats Pedersen, who had the hot seat briefly, and the French champion was daring to dream. Stefan Kung was one of several riders who went for a bike change for the final climb, but it didn't work for the former European champion. Giulio Ciccone wasn't trying to win the stage. He decided to go slowly on the way to the climb and then blitz it up the climb as he wanted those King of the Mountains points. He was fastest, and Wout van Aert was starting to become the fastest on the road. Jumbo-Visma having on 15 tour stages without a win, taking one. Or would they? Van Aert going quicker. Rémi going back to the bus. But the GC riders were still to come. Pogačar and Vingegaard separated by only 10 seconds. Pogačar starting 2 minutes ahead as he was in second place. And then it was down to the yellow jersey. Stuck to each other, shadowing each other, head to head, elbow to elbow. But the time gaps were soon in favour of Jonas Vingegaard. He started quicker. Much quicker than anybody else. Pogačar was also topping the time splits. But Vingegaard just kept bettering them. Same story as they went to the second split. Pogačar ahead, but then going for a bike change. Off the TT bike, onto the road bike. Could he make up the time? Around half a minute at this stage that Vingegaard had taken. Meanwhile at the finish, Bilbao was riding well. Many fighting for their places in the top 10. Jonas Vingegaard was on the day of his career. 1 minute and 5 quicker. Yates fighting for the podium. And he'd move into third ahead of Carlos Rodriguez as Pogačar was pulverising the rest. But a little look down the road saw the time gaps were incredible to Jonas Vingegaard. Never having won a World Tour time trial before this point, he was going to win this by a margin that was unimaginable at the start of the day. Almost a minute and 40 quicker. At almost 2 minutes in the GC in his favour, with 4 meaningful stages to go. Hat off from his teammates as Jumbo-Visma jumping for joy with their first win of this year's Tour. One that could well go a long way to sealing the general classification victory for Jonas Vingegaard. 1 minute 38 ahead of Pogačar, who was still second on the stage. No bad performance by any means. Sensational though from Vingegaard. Still a smile as always. Perhaps it's not over yet, but it certainly looks very good for Jonas Vingegaard. Yellow jersey again, and his lead now 1 minute 48. Yates up onto the podium, Adam Yates that is, as Simon Yates gets closer to the top 5. Carlos Rodriguez, at 5 seconds, will feel that he too can still finish third. Jonas Vingegaard though, leading the Tour de France, going into one of the hardest of the mountain stages. Did he give too much? Can there be a dramatic reversal? It isn't over until it's over. This is what's on the menu next. Courchevel, Côte de la Loze, the highest point of this year's Tour. 165.7 kilometres, more climbing than any other stage in the Tour. With this dynamic duo at the top, you never know what's going to happen. It might look good for Vingegaard, but if there's to be a change, you'll be able to see it live and on demand, as always, on the home of cycling on GCN+.